Introducing Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So, what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
With the passport. We have a problem with it, and on black women as a reason to go over to take advantage of women who are not financially stable. You go over there to find somebody who's going to treat you like a king.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
All right. And we are live, family. What's going on? It's your man BMT in the building. Let me get my screen together real quick. I want to welcome everybody to the show. We got a hell of a show for you guys this evening. Let me make sure my mic is on correctly. I believe it is. Okay, we should be good to go. I want to welcome everybody in the room. Man, we have a hell of a show for you guys tonight. We're going to do a live review to a podcast, all right? It's been going viral. They're talking about the Passport Bros again. And, you know, it's so funny to me that, you know, people are saying, oh, the Passport Bros are over with. The Passport Bros are this. They're done now. You know, I'm like, nah, not really. Not really. Because dating in America is not going to get any better anytime soon. All right. So a lot of people are going to always be mentioning Passport Bros. We seem to be on everybody's minds. This is beyond viral. All right. This is definitely went beyond viral. We witnessing some type of phenomenon right now because we've been at this for the last damn near 3 years now. That's beyond viral, you know, viral, in my opinion. We have outlasted other movements by far. Okay, by far. You know, we outlast a little, what was it, a hoop tui girl, what else? You know, any type of viral TikTok dances, Passport Bros has pretty much stayed around for the most part. All right, stayed around, stayed strong, and it has grown even more. So much so that in casual conversations, especially in conversations with women and men involved, the Passport Bros will always come up. Now, this is actually a good thing, believe it or not. And I know simps don't think it's, you know, simps think that, you know, go along, get along conversations, be real agreeable, tell them what they want to hear and all this, you know, sugar spice bullshit from the 80s and 90s in the R&B area. They think that's that move. But it actuality is good for the men to have that option of becoming Passport Bros or that threat to the women to a certain degree, because that kind of puts them back on guard for a certain degree. You know, when men move in a certain direction, instead of just individually, when women see that men are kind of have an option to do something else, they kind of get on mask alert. That's why it's such a big problem for them, because for so long they kind of had the game on lock for a moment. I mean, they could kind of party in their 20s, they could do their thing for a minute, they can get pregnant, even make a, you know, have a child of wedlock, and it would be somebody there waiting for them at their beck and call. The fact that you have the presence of the Passport Bros is a major threat to the dating complex of America. All right. Whether it be a good thing or a bad thing in the eyes of women and some men to a certain degree, is here and it's here to stay. All right. So in all these podcasts, it comes up. And this is the thing about podcasts, guys. This the thing, man. I know when we're looking at these podcasts and we see that the men having conversations with these women, you got to understand that women are viewing it and hearing it in a different manner than men are. Because what the men are doing is they're viewing these conversations through logic. Men are very logical. So what the men are saying makes sense. Whereas the women are listening to it and being triggered because they're not listening through a logical ear like us. And it's nothing, it's nature. There's nothing wrong with that. But they're listening to it as more of a, like, trying to understand. They're trying to understand through like an emotional lens to a certain degree because they don't like it. So they're trying to understand. And in this particular podcast that I'm going to show after I talk about the story out there in Brazil, this sad story, I'm going to show you how concerned the women are. And it was really weird because they got to start finding some real Passport Bros to answer these questions, man. Because these guys, I don't really consider themselves to be, I don't know if they consider themselves Passport Bros, but they did a lot of dancing around the questions that the women were asking. And shout out to the women because they were asking valid questions. They were actually asking valid questions. And for some reason, the brothers on the show was giving very minute political answers. And I'm kind of wondering because these is pretty much, one of these guys is on like Joe Budden's podcast. So I'm like, okay, you kind of a veteran in this game. Why are you dancing around some of the questions she's asking? Because she's asking valid questions, in my opinion. All right. What up, Jay Clyde? What's good? All right. So what you see on the screen before I get to the podcast review, what you see on the screen is two very beautiful women out there in Brazil. They were influencers. This is a pretty sad story, but I want to cover it real quick. All right. It's nothing really lesson to be learned here, but it kind of shows you the vanity in all women, just not American women. I know guys have this concept that they're going to go overseas and get these, beautiful women, and which they can. All right. It's always good to have other options. But this is a pretty sad story. Let's get to this little article real quick. All right. Let's get to this article. So you had two Brazilian influencers. Okay. Right here. This is on the Passport Bros app. Somebody pretty much uploaded this story. And you got your ass all over the place on this article. So they was going to the they were doing some island hopping off the coast of not the coast, but right outside the Brazilian coast. Okay, they're doing island hopping. And you guys know, I don't know if you guys have, took the speedboats, but like if you got like little islands and stuff, you would take pretty much like a mini, it's not a mini yacht, but it's like kind of like a speedboat to the shore, basically. Take the speedboat to the shore. And the thing about these speedboats, quote unquote, is they go extremely fast so they can get the amount of customers they want to clear the day, right? I even noticed I was on a speedboat out there in Thailand, and we was going to I forgot the name of the island that's right out there in Pattaya that everybody go to for like the little beach and everything. But they go extremely fast. Everybody has to kind of put on their life jacket. And I believe that's what happened with these women right here. Unfortunately, they didn't wear their life jackets because the captain instructed them to wear the life jackets, but they didn't want to mess up their tan lines. What's really popular in Brazil is the little tan lines and everything like that. All right. And they actually, the saddest thing is about it is they actually took like a little selfie on the boat like minutes before they drowned. Okay. The boat hit some harsh waves. That's them right there. Hold on. Let me actually click on the article so you guys can see. There we go. Oh, you know what? Let me switch this up real quick. Hold on for a second. Let me switch this up. Yeah, it's a pretty sad story, fam. Hold on. Let me switch this up real quick. All right, here we go. All right, so that's one of the women right there. She's, pretty. And she took this selfie really minutes before she drowned. Real sad story. You can even see the tan lines right there. So, guys, be careful. I mean, I know most of us going to wear our life jackets and everything. What up, Bert? But it was just a sad story. That's why I want to report it. It's been going viral. Very beautiful women. One of the women that did survive, I think it was like 7 people on the six or 7 people on the boat. She had a life jacket on, and she was able to survive. So, yeah, you're right. It should definitely come first. Like I said, very, very sad story to see 2 beautiful women drown like that. But I think it's just this base assumption that everything is just so safe now. Like, you still have risk on the ocean when it comes to speed boats and water and stuff like that. Your life jacket is literally called life jacket. It's strong waves. I don't care how good you can swim. In my opinion, the captain should have kind of forced them, but you know how things are nowadays. We try to force things on people. Probably should have said, hey, man, it's required for us to move to put your life jacket on. All right. And like I said, I remember being in one of these speedboats. I actually have let me see if I can find that clip real quick. I actually have a clip of when I was on a speedboat. You saw how rough the waters are. They be flying. They really do be flying, man. Okay. I posted on the app. I thought I posted. We be getting so many posts now on the app. We got a lot of activity on that bad boy. All right. But rest in peace to those beautiful young ladies that unfortunately drowned. All right. Now, here we go.
I said, why are you passport bros? What is outside the country that's not here?
A lot.
And then you have a whole bunch of
It's
people
me trying to side eye you. I'm like
me. And I'm just like, you don't even know me. I'm a great mom. I have money saved up.
Yeah, but you open that up though, because you open that up, and they don't care about your topic.
Outside the country that's not here. I'm not trying to be funny.
No, I want to know shit. That's why I be asking.
Let me see if we can let that. I know you guys. Let me know if you guys can hear that. All right. Kind of froze up a little bit.
That's why I be asking.
Really?
passport bro over here.
Isn't it just cheaper women?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right there. Because for some reason, we gotta passport bros. All right, if you know some of these podcasters, and I'll be in America soon, doing my little 1-2s. I need to get on some of these podcasts, man, because some of the guys may be well traveled or something. I think one guy said he went to Italy or something. The other guy said he went to Costa Rica. All good and dandy, but for some reason they are avoiding telling these women what the real is. All right, and these women are asking honest questions. They're asking honest questions. Now, as passport bros, we all know that. It's much better dating options overseas in general. All right, we all know that. It shouldn't be hard to explain, but for some odd reason, I'm just kind of thrown back by why these guys can just give them the straight gutter truth. Like, they still dancing around and not being direct for some reason. Tell her why, all right, guys are choosing to date overseas. Be direct. Say it directly. Let them know. That way they can kind of say, oh, okay, so now we got to compete for y'all Negroes. Damn. Okay, we got to readjust now because the ball is back in the men's favor. Okay? Shout out my man D-Man. He says, I'm all set up on the app, good looking out. Shout out my man D-May, always showing support with $9.99 and super chat. Yeah, we got a whole community on that bad boy, man. But we'll talk about that later. Let's continue.
You more that are willing to put up with your shit.
But they're also less Americanized or less first worldish. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Why are we Americanized? Let's really think about it, because I think men say things like that without also adding that we have been traumatized a lot of times for our men. So now we got lit. So now we talking back, and now we don't want to just deal with shit. So if I've been cheated on most of my relationship, or you've been stepping out, or you've been having babies outside of me, or this and that, that's why bitches become masculine.
But that's why they go over.
That have nothing to do with what she said. All right. That has nothing to do with anything. That's who they decide to select. They selecting the wrong guys. They selecting the bad boys. Yada, yada, yada. Come on. We had already heard this before. But let's see what he has to say.
I'm gonna tell you something, right?
Don't come for me though, because y'all know I'm sensitive.
And these other
she asked a question, and then she says, hey, don't come for her. You know she's sensitive.
countries, right? They got less than you. right?
Why? Yeah. Why don't they become?
That's the point.
Why don't they?
They ain't bitter.
No, that's the point. They have less than you. So when you come around, they're just like, I need whatever you got. I'm going to just praise you.
But also living outside of America is such a simpler life, though.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
I just want to sit on the porch and
By
eat some.
choice. Like,
But
people in
no,
America- people in
not
America
Not by
can be-
choice.
by choice.
No.
There's a lot of
50-50. He kind of got a point. Like, you don't have to have Balenciaga.
Yeah.
You don't have to drive a Benz.
Or desire
you
it.
don't have to do those things. I think some of the
Vanity.
pressures.
So
But it's not
pressures
even
that
like
America puts on you. By,
I don't have
look,
any of
I was
those
gonna
things.
shoot.
no,
at
yeah,
the
but it's
women,
not.
I don't
It's
want-
not
No,
like
but you
wanting
might as
a
well,
life
just
of
'cause I
luxury.
don't.
It's like
Shoot at the
wanting to
women.
come to America for a better life.
Okay, they about to go on a whole nother tangent. I'm going to stop it right there, but I do want to address their points. They still didn't answer her question. I wanted them to answer her question directly on why men are deciding to date the foreign women over the women in the States. But they do make a segue point on life being simpler overseas. That's very true. That's one of the first things I had to adjust to when I moved overseas. I'm like, wow, so I don't have to wear Jordans no more. And even though I didn't wear a lot of Jordans back in the day, it's like an adjustment. It's like, okay, look nice and, be well groomed. But as far as the name brand clothes, they don't even really do that per se. It's jerseys, maybe a black polo shirt, whatever sneakers you want to wear, as long as it's kind of clean, you kind of good to go in most countries overseas for the most part, outside the West. The peacocking, you do not have to apply because in a lot of cases, it kind of gets you in shaky situations if you peacock too hard. I remember seeing guys with Versace shirts on in Medellin, Colombia, with the cowboy hats on, the player gators and everything, the gators and the cowboy hats. And I was just like, that's, you putting yourself out there, brother, you're putting yourself out there. So they're right about that. And I'm glad that the young lady made that point. It is a simpler lifestyle. It really is. You're going to have times where you can just walk to the Kamado with some house slippers on, some house shoes on. It's just more relaxed. DR is an island. Everything is kind of laid back. Even if you go to the clubs and the bars, you'll see guys casually dressed nice for the most part. You'll see guys with jewelry on and everything. Yeah, they do wear jewelry out here. You can't wear jewelry in the Dominican Republic, not so in South America for the most part. But it's not the same as in America where you just kind of got to be dripped down with ice. You got to pull up. They're expecting you to pull up in a Phantom Rolls Royce or some all that bullshit. You got nice cars overseas, guys who wear nice cars and shit, but it's not required or really needed. So she is right in that assessment. All right. Must I can't mess with no chick with hair shorter than mine. Passport Blueprint says American women are too materialistic. Okay. Yeah, some are. Okay. Well, let's continue. And I'm gonna skip a large portion of this because they kind of went to a segue of why foreigners or immigrants are coming to America to establish better lives. I don't know. They was kind of like, for some reason, this conversation just kind of got all over the place. They took the whole time to like, this is the reason they come in here for this, that, and the other. People have different reasons for coming to America, but for the most part, they're monetary reasons. They make their sacrifices. They get to the States, they get hired, they work, on construction sites and stuff like that. I have a friend of mine. She just got a job at a construction company. She don't even speak English, and I'm like, damn, that's fly. It's almost damn near impossible for Americans to get certain labor jobs in these countries, but they can kind of come and grab up our labor jobs fairly quickly. That's interesting because, Thailand, you can't really work. In some cases in Colombia, you really can't work like that. I had a friend that owned a business and he picked up a mop one time. It's like a real intricate business visa that you can't really do anything physical in your business. You can't pick up anything, you can't mop. And somebody actually snitched on him. He actually got in trouble. He got like a warning for just picking up a mop in his own business, right? Because you're supposed to hire somebody for that, technically speaking. You're not supposed to be doing anything physical. You got to hire an employee for that. so you can offer a job to somebody. You're there to actually create jobs. So it's kind of interesting that they can just come to America and just kind of pick up decent jobs like that, jobs that are paying more than what the same thing that they will get paid with country they from. What up, good time, Grego? Yeah, you're right. You're right. You really shouldn't want to work in these countries unless you do being a digital nomad. But I'm just saying there's just the difference, though, like the difference in the fact that they can just kind of pull up without speaking English very well and just kind of get a job like that. That says a lot about the United States, whether you can look at it as a good or a bad thing.
But you just come here to struggle
and enter the rat race.
That's not true. I've watched a long time ago, maybe like.
So I want to go back real quick because, like I said, they about to go on this whole tangent on. I really want to answer the question that the young lady had to say, and then we'll skip through it to the next part.
Men, why do you passport bros? I said, why are you?
We always on their mind.
Passport bros. What is outside the country that's not here?
A lot.
And then you have a whole bunch of
it's
people.
me trying to.
All right, so I wish they would have answered that. What's outside the country that is not here? All right. Now, let me preface this because let me preface this. There are feminine women in the States. There are good women in the States. But what they have in abundance outside the States, in abundance, all right, is feminine women. All right. Now, the whole submissive part, you can just take what you want depending on what country you are. One thing I will say, these women overseas are very feminine. They're not masculine because the men of that culture do not play that. So that's one of the things right there. All right. Just feminine, soft energy in general. They don't look down on necessarily. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real with you. Some of these women in South America, they definitely look up to women in North America. Some of them don't try to play the whole submission role. They don't like hearing that. They don't, they feel like they can do more than cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. I get it. A lot of Dominican women I hear, they say, hey, I just want respect from you, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just, you can't be exposed to foreign women and think you can go back to the States and just kind of just casually date again. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. You're going to try because I tried and it just didn't work. Because once you experience a feminine woman, and which is a big thing, as much as people talk about masculinity and all that bullshit, talk about, feminine women, once you experience that, there is no going back. Fit, feminine, and friendly, basically. All right. Cordial, nice, sweet, laughing. It's not so much. Well, they got attitude, DR. Let me make that clear. Some of these women will definitely have a little attitude. Hey, let me tell you something. You ain't really gonna escape that attitude unless you in East Africa or some shit. That ain't happening. You got to go far away to get away from the total attitudes and stuff like that. But the women are different. The culture is different. What men accept are different. Everything is different overseas. The women are. It's just no comparison. And I'm not saying that there aren't feminine women in the States. We know that they are. We know there's some good women in the States. But usually what men want to do is they want to have an abundance of that. They just don't want to pick a needle out of a haystack type of shit. Some guys get lucky, some guys don't. But it's also dating dynamic differences, right? What they've done in America for the most part, which is detrimental, in my opinion, to dating, especially for the men, is they socialize the fact that men are supposed to be dating women around the same age. Like if you're in your 40s, you should be dating a woman in her 40s. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to work. That's why you see so many breakups. That's why you see so many divorces. All right. It's just that people change as they get older. And the thing about being a man is, I'm trying to tell you that your value, it gets high as the older you get, right? You're getting more resources. You know who you are. You know what you accept. You know how to pick better. You know how to choose better. And when it comes to women, a lot of them, and she mentioned it, the fact that they have children, All right, they've been done so-called dirty by dudes that they decide to be with, that they chose themselves to be with, even though they knew those weren't good dudes, because women have a very high level of intuition. They just think bad dudes are exciting and entertaining. All right. And they make these bad decisions, and then they wake up and they want quote unquote good guys in their 30s and 40s. The problem with that situation is you can't pair bond with them because they've been with too many sexual partners. So one of the biggest dynamics that's in the men's favor overseas is they're dating women in their 20s and their early 30s. All right. These guys are in their 40s, 50s, or even late 30s to a certain degree. And that makes a big, huge difference in the dating dynamics. That's one of the biggest things that nobody really talks about for the most part. It's the fact that these guys can be older gentlemen and date easily women so-called in their prime. Another big thing about overseas cultures, because I think that, and this is why I'm saying about they have to interview real passport bros to really drop some game on them, because they're not answering the questions the way they should be. In these countries, there are extremes. In every country, there's extreme. But let's just take Colombia. I'm just going to use Colombia for an example. You have a very conservative culture in Colombia that people don't really talk about because they just used to seeing paqueyeres. You got a conservative culture in the Dominican Republic, but they don't really talk about it because they used to seeing Sosua or something. But on the other side, that you got women that generally don't have a lot of sexual partners like that. They're living at home with their parents until they get married or engaged or be in a serious relationship for the most part. All right. That tradition is still kind of held true. Don't get it fucked up and confused. If you see like, you know, these little wild little touristy areas and women are wild and stuff like that, okay, that's cool. That's a pocket of that little society. It's almost like going to Fourth and Industrial in Atlanta or going to the strip clubs in Atlanta and saying that all the women in Atlanta are like the women in this raunchy ass strip club area. They're not. They're very different. So because the women don't have this independent thing going on, that they got to move out and get their own apartment and get their own house and do the whole Sex in the City bullshit. They're not following that script. What they're doing is they're literally staying at home with their parents well into their 20s. In some cases, even to their 30s. All right. Or they might live with a grandma or a family member or something. Women don't tend to really live by themselves or buy houses for themselves until they're older in life. Not to say that they don't want to, because some of them might really want to be on their own. They just can't really afford to. And I think the young lady even mentioned that the women have to praise you because they don't have any money. Not necessarily. All right. They're going to praise their man regardless about the money. It's just baked in their culture. They're not even necessarily praising. They're just feminine and playing their role because their roles haven't been too crossed up. All right. They haven't been too crossed up. What up, Style King? Saludos, hermano.
Attacking me, and I'm just like, you don't even know me. I'm a great mom. I have money saved up.
Yeah, but you open that up though, because like you open that up, and you know they don't care about your topic.
The country that's not here. I'm not trying to be funny.
No, I want to know. Shit, that's why I be asking.
Really?
Passport bro over here.
Cheaper? Isn't it just cheaper women?
No.
What does she mean by cheaper women? What does she mean by that? All right. And if the cost of living is cheaper, that's beneficial to the relationship, in my opinion. But what does she mean by cheaper women? What she kind of, this is crazy. Once again, I'm telling you that they look at the world polar opposite than the way because logically you're looking at it, that's the dumbest thing in the world to say. But in her mind, she thinks that's like a shot, like trying to say that women are just broke, they ain't got no money, and they forced to be this way. Instead of just saying, hey, that's just kind of how the culture is for the most part. They respect their men, they're feminine. Okay. Now, as far as taking them shopping, is it cheaper than taking them shopping in America? Yeah, it is. So what? So what if I'm in Thailand and I can shop till I get my girl a couple of $100 and she can shop till a drop off one of them little markets at night, little night markets or something. So what? That's the benefit for us. That means we're smart. It is what it is. That don't mean that the woman is cheap because it's cheaper. It's a cheaper cost of living. And she got that high. She got that, that's the thing, another thing too. Now, don't get me wrong, weaves are all over the planet. But I gotta tell you, the best, most expensive weaves are in America, hands down. Some of these weaves out here, man, be dusty as hell. Some of these weaves out here be dusty as hell. The sisters in the States got the best weave for damn sure.
You more that are willing to
Going.
put up with your shit.
But they're also less.
Let me tell you something. You gotta put up with shit in any relationship in the world, bro. You gotta put up with shit with your parents. You gotta put up with shit with your friends. You gotta put up with shit, especially with your wife or your girlfriend. All right. Relationships are not Disney World. It's not what people think it is. That'd be the issue. That's another big issue in the States. We got a large hookup culture. And a lot of times when the relationship becomes a relationship, that's usually when people split ways. People are so uncomfortable splitting ways, even though they know they're supposed to be together, and a lot of times it be on the woman for whatever reason. Because the men, for the most part, we want to chill out by the time we 30s, 35. We want to kind of chill out. But the women kind of be all over the place.
Americanized or less first worldish. I don't know if I'm
Why
saying
are we
it right.
Americanized? Let's really think about it, because I think men say things like that without also adding that we have been traumatized a lot of times for our men. So now we got to live. So
all right. So I want the chat to answer this. And you can be short with it. You gotta write a whole paragraph. What is technically Americanized when it comes to the women? And we talk about that all the time in the Passport Bro space. I wish he would have been able to really explain and go deep dive into so-called Americanized, right? I think Americanized women typically means anti-family. I'm gonna go deep. I'm gonna go beyond the surface level. All right. We have this whole agenda going against us where a lot of things are anti-family. All right. And it's hard to create a family when you can't pair bond. It's hard to create a family when people are working 60, 70 hours a week. All right. It's hard to create a family when a woman desires come before everything within the relationship, meaning she's more focused on partying, social media, all right, going to Dubai. It's like a lot of these women aren't family wife material to begin with. So when we say Americanized, that's what we mean. It's just this whole dating complex. It's just all off because 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even early 80s, the family was first for the most part. Now they came through, they did a lot of tampering with the black family, but it all starts with the family. And the family is a strong unit, man. I always admire when I see, families owning businesses. I always admire that. When I see like an Italian family, they own this hotel over here, or they own that restaurant over here, stuff like that. Family is everything. We don't even really value family. Family to us is more like people we hang out and watch football with or something. Like we watch games, we get drunk as hell, we laugh, we argue, then we go to work and go to our jobs. But actually the family root word is actually business, right? Family is business. And I know we've been taught to, say not to do business with family. There's some truth to that. It really is. But why, when it comes down to the most powerful people in the world, they all come from powerful families? All right. So Dr. H.P. Black, PhD, Americanized, fully embracing the paradigm of capitalism, more westernized. Exactly. Putting corporate America before family. Okay. MF Doom says Americanized equals independence and competitiveness. Very true. Very true. All right. Okay. This must I can't even blame Pookie. A 24-year-old Filipino just wants to be a mother and a housewife. All right. Passport Bro, villain, Americanized women equals modern independent philosophy. Run the streets, have bastards. Run the streets, have bastard kids, make big mistakes, but still qualify for the top 10% of men. All right.
So now we talking back, and now we don't want to just deal with shit. So if I've been cheated on most of my relationship, or you've been stepping out, or you've been having babies outside of me, or this and that, that's why bitches become masculine.
But that's why they go over there.
That's why bitches become masculine. Oh my goodness, man. They just be throwed, man. They just be throwed. Women become masculine off of decisions that they ultimately make. Do we need arranged marriages again in the black community? I think we got to bring them arranged marriages back, man. I think when women had less options, when they were just marrying Leroy from down the street that was a plumber, and the family kind of hooked it up and we jumped the broom and we had at it. And we married 50, 60 years. Can we just bring those days back? It seems like to me, and I was telling a family member of mine this not too long ago. I said I have yet to have met a woman over 35 that was sane and single. You see what I'm saying? Like I have yet to know of any woman that doesn't go batshit crazy, like right around that 35. They kind of maintain them 20s. They be hot mamas in their 30s and shit, but right around that 35 to 40, they start kind of breaking. And I think that's because the man is supposed to be like a ground wire for a woman and the children, but mainly for a woman. The man's supposed to be that energy, that chaotic energy, that emotional, all that, this chaoticness that you see on the screen is supposed to be kind of tailored down and grounded to a man to kind of hold it back and just, you know what I mean? Like, and when they don't have that, they just all over the place. And a lot of times they end up hating all men. A lot of them end up trying to go to a different race of men, even though all men want the same thing. Ultimately, they want peace. They want respect. All right. They want to be able to have their family legacy. They want to be able to people to carry on their name. They probably want to start some type of business or leave something behind. And they just want peace for the most part. And a nice warm meal, some freaky sex on Saturday night, just little things. We're very simple. But it just seems like it's like the first thing she says, "Oh, I'm a mom." Okay, so you're a single mom. You got $300 worth of weave in your head. And she don't seem like a bad person, but you already see where this is going. And she seems like a decent female. Like she seems like she don't seem too crazy, but she's gonna break. She's gonna break 35, 40, 45, too many soul ties, too many men, too many single hookups, too many late night parties, too many trips to Jamaica. They start to break down. All right.
I'm gonna tell you something, right?
Don't come for me though, because y'all know I'm sensitive.
And in these other countries.
And another thing, she said, don't come for her because she knows she's sensitive. More than likely, that means she didn't have a father growing up. That's a whole nother. We don't got to go into that. We don't got to go deep into that. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But if she asked the question and then she tells, "Hey, don't come for me. I'm sensitive and all this shit," that generally means she probably didn't have a father figure in the home, which is detrimental to women. All right. I think that men that don't grow up with fathers, you can, the world is so harsh on us, you can kind of grow out of it to a certain degree. I mean, you're gonna have some issues. You're gonna internalize your emotions a little differently than others that did grow up with a father. But you can kind of, especially black men, like the world's so harsh on us. You can kind of, I ain't gonna say necessarily grow out of it because you're always gonna have those childhood development problems that you didn't have. But for women, the reason why it's 10 times X more detrimental is because the responsibility of leading your woman was supposed to start from a daughter, from a young little girl listening, right, with respect to her father, and that's supposed to be passed over to you, almost like a handoff of a football. You're supposed to take it and give it to the man, and she didn't have that. When you come in with your direction and your program, she's going to act like that, meaning sugarcoat it for me, or I'm not going to get it because I'm sensitive.
Right? They got less than you, right?
That's a nice weave. That's not a struggle weave. I've seen struggle weaves, especially in the DR.
Why don't they become?
That's the point.
Why don't they?
They ain't bitter.
No, that's the point. They have less than you, so when you come around, they're just like, "I need whatever you got. I'ma just praise you."
But also living outside of America is such a simpler life, though.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
I just want to sit on the porch and
By
eat some.
choice. Like,
But no.
people in America
Not by
can be-
choice.
No.
There's a lot of
50-50, he kind of got a point. Like, you don't have to have Balenciaga.
Yeah.
You don't have to drive a Benz.
Or desire
You
it.
don't have to do those.
International Zoe says everything good about a woman, they want to take all the credit for everything bad about them. They want to blame men for. It's crazy. Yeah, they blame men for their own decisions. That's crazy. Like nobody's forcing them to date these dudes. They think that dudes, are exciting to them, so they date them, have babies with them.
Things I think some of the
Vanity.
Pressures.
So, but it's not even like
America puts on you.
I don't have
Look,
any.
I
Of
was
those
gonna
things.
shoot.
no,
up
yeah,
the
but it's
women.
not. It's not
No,
like
but you
wanting
might as
a
well,
life
just
of
'cause I don't
luxury.
stop.
It's like
She doesn't
wanting
want
to
it.
come to America for a better life, but you just come here to struggle.
And enter the rat race.
That's not true. I've watched.
All right, so they about to go into a whole nother. They about to go into a whole like 10-minute battle about foreigners coming to America, working everything. We're gonna skip through all that. I think it was at like the 14-minute mark. Let me see. I think she was saying something because the young lady posed some good questions. These some nice looking sisters on the chat too. Hold on.
Family and be
And I'll tell you why in a second.
you would.
Wait, what?
That's I was.
15?
Hold on.
So wait, did I hear that you would prefer?
Regardless,
Hold on. This is the good one.
$15 an hour, right?
No, it's not.
In New York.
Okay, so they about to tell off their little conversation about people coming over for the States and all that shit.
New York City.
All right. Well,
I don't know what it is.
which is very different.
Well, in Jersey is like $14, right?
Is it more than 15?
So wait, did I hear that you would prefer?
Regardless, it's 5 to 10 times
If it
more.
was 20, it's the same.
It's almost like the brothers is trying to like tiptoe on a lot of the questions and stuff. But here she go.
So did I hear that y'all would prefer the woman that's willing to sell it and bring it back to her family and be?
And I'll tell you why in a second.
You would.
Wait, what?
That's. I was just trying to go back to Passport Bros real quick because that was the question that I had. Are y'all willing to go take home the women that are in other countries that's willing to sell it?
I mean, at this point, you gotta think about it, right? There's kids that you see in like these commercials,
Is that a yes?
like that, like Africa.
Thank you. Hey, I'm on the sister side. I don't know why these brothers ain't Passport Bros, so we can tell them. We can really tell them. In some cases, not all. This is not just Passport Bros kind of all over the place with ideology. In some cases, you got men that would prefer to wife up a woman that's a lady of the night overseas than wipe up an Americanized woman. It's not my preference. I wouldn't do it, but in some cases, and they should have answered it directly. He's about to tiptoe around her question because that was a very valid question. Some guys look at it like this. I'm gonna tell you exactly what a friend of mine said when he wiped up a lady of the night. As a matter of fact, I got quite a few friends. They're gonna get mad at me, so I ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I mean? Because usually this is what happened with dudes. Dudes will wipe up a chica or something that was, they met through the game. And what the dudes do is just cut everybody off. They cut everybody that know about her past off. They defriend them on Facebook and Instagram. And they start, posting selfies. The guys start hitting, they hit people up on social media. I had one guy that hit me up. He said, "Hey man, yeah, man. That girl you got in your video, dancing in your video?" I'm like, "Nah, what are you talking about, bro?" "Yeah, the little chick in Brazil, she was dancing at the beginning of the video." "Yeah, man, we kind of in a serious relationship now. She want the video down." I'm like, does she want the video down or do you want the video down? I mean, she's just dancing on the damn beach, "Yeah, brother, but I really appreciate if you would take the video down, brother. That's kind of my old lady." I'm like, "Oh, okay. So you got that. So you do got guys that do that." But one of my friends was telling me, he said, "Listen, BMT, I'd rather date a 24, 25-year-old girl that has been in the game for however long she's been in the game than date a woman in the States that's 40 because the body count is probably still the same." Not my saying. In my opinion, I don't suggest it. I was told by the late, great Charles Tyler to never do that. Okay, rest in power to my man, Charles Tyler. But some guys just like the hell with it. I mean, it is what it is. People have done it. All right. Shout out to my man, Wonderful Travels in the building with $10 super chat. Says, "Salute, BMT. What's the name of that rooftop in San Domingo you mentioned on your live a few days ago?" That's a good question, man. That is Vent. That is Vent. All right. You can definitely check it out. Hit me up, Wonderful Travels, man. Hit me up, blackmentravels@gmail.com, man. We'll slide through there. And the cool thing, and I'm going to get right back to it, but the way the app is set up is so brilliant. You know, shout out to my developers. They set it up to where when you post like a recommendation, a place to go, you know, guys that give you tips. Like, for example, my man was asking me about what place do you go out there in San Domingo, because to be honest, it's not a lot of things to do in San Domingo, to be honest with you. But that's a dope ass rooftop. So when you post something like that in the app, you know, guys will be like, oh shit, that's gonna change my experience going there, and it's being recommended by, you know, another Passport bro. I'm gonna shoot him $1 or $2, $3, $4 or something like that. You know, that's how the app is set up right now. So that's pretty brilliant. So make sure you download the app. All right, where was we? All right. So I'm gonna give you the brother's little response. I don't know why he was just tiptoeing around it so much, man. Just keep it real. Keep it $150. I wish they would have had me on the show. I would have kept it 100.
Right, and they'll be like, "Oh, these kids have grown up, you know, unfortunate, et cetera, et cetera." But you always see them smile, right? You see them happy with what they have. Now, do they want more? Of course. Do they want a better quality life? Yes. But at the same time, how they are is not really as traumatic as we are to ourselves in America. Like, if you have somebody who is sitting here like, all right, I came from the projects, and now they just go out killing everybody. But you have the same kid that might be in, you know, wherever, that has had nothing and living in a little village, but yet they're just working for each other to build each other up. Yes, sir.
The difference is the person in the little village doesn't know that there's a crowd of sneakers around the corner.
Out of sight, out of mind.
If you live in a close proximity and everybody, how my parents grew up, or your mother will be like, man, when I was little, yeah, all of y'all were broke. So back to the question that you read, all of y'all were broke. Y'all didn't even know y'all were broke because every single person you saw lived along the same lines as you.
Right.
Now these little kids that go to school, and your mother might have you with some $40 the cold Nikes, right? She think them Nikes. You got the cold Nikes on.
Wait, what's cold Nike?
Oh, the Kohl's store Kohl's.
Oh, Kohl's.
Right?
Yeah.
But now you go to school and the kid has on $800 Balenciagas, and then the next day he got on a different pair.
I have no idea. I have no idea what they're talking about right now. She asked a legitimate question, and these two brothers dodged it like they were Hillary Clinton or something like that. You know, they look like Kamala Harris right now. Like they just totally talked around the question. Would you prefer dating a woman overseas that's willing to sell it over a woman in the States? Just answer the damn question. It's a yes or a no.
And the next day he got on some Pradas, and then the next day he got on this, and he got
What the hell is he talking about?
a Mary, and he got all of this stuff. Now he getting all the attention from the girls. You want attention too. So now you modify what you're gonna do. Back to your point in the question that you read, you might have a good ass man at home, and he might make, let's say, 80 grand. He might make 70 grand, but he don't take you to Tulum. You never been to Santorini. So you looking at this nigga like he a loser because everybody that you see on the gram is.
Look, the sister sharp. She's sharp. She's like, what is he talking about? Answer my question.
Riding a camel in Dubai.
Oh, he did it. Hey, he did the hey, y'all ever seen that episode of Martin where Tommy was lying about his job, and Martin was looking at all the mannerisms. He had the mannerism book. Hey, what homie just do? Hold on, what homie just do? Hold up. Look at this. He bullshitting. Look.
You never been to Santorini. So you looking at this nigga like he a loser because everybody that you see on the gram is riding a camel.
Look. He grabbed. He's like, shit, I can't really answer that real quick. I don't want to answer that. You know, I ain't trying to answer that shit. She studied looking like she wants to know. Would you rather? That's the question. It's a valid question. Would you rather wife up a woman that's willing to sell her body for money than an American woman? Damn it, I missed my spot. Hold on. This brother with the hat. He like a little R&B brother. He doing too much, man. He damn sure gonna answer the question.
Y'all were broke because every single person you saw lived some Pradas, and then the next day he got on this, and he got a Mary, and he got all of this stuff. Now he getting all the attention from the girls. You want attention too. So now you modify what you're gonna do. Back to your point in the question that you read, you might have a good ass man at home, and he might make, let's say, 80 grand. He might make 70 grand, but he don't take you to Tulum. You never been to Santorini. So you looking at this nigga like he a loser because everybody that you see on the gram is riding a camel in Dubai.
He did it again. What the hell is Chico DeBarge talking about, bro? He just said to answer your question, and he went back to brothers women want to go to Dubai and stuff. Like, what is he talking about? What, bro? What are you talking about right now?
You don't know though. Mm-hmm. You never see that dude. You see them on the camel like that. The camels got cameras.
Right.
Like, who the fuck is taking these
videos? Right.
You don't know that she did something strange to get to Dubai.
Get to it.
She rode a camel.
Judging your life at the $80,000 dude, thinking that your man is lacking.
But did something strange as funny as fuck.
Fly shit on social media. You don't.
Okay, brother. Okay, you might be coming back around. Okay, are you saying that the women in America are doing something strange for a piece of change to get to these exotic locations? So that's why it's kind of like the same of the woman. You know, is that what he's trying to get? Let me know, audience. What is he trying to come back to? That is he saying that the women are pretty much the same?
I don't know that shorty don't got no box spring on her bed. She got all this fly shit. She don't got box spring on her bed. She got $1,000 shoes. She walk up I don't want to disrespect or insult nobody, but she got $3,000 pocketbooks, $4,000.
Look. This is why I be telling y'all about women. Now he's not even talking about her. But did you see the mannerisms? You guys got to start reading body language too, man, when it comes to women. People in general, but you got to look how she just did that. Look. He's not probably even talking about her. But look at her body language when he said that, you know, chicks is broke and all that.
She walk up I don't want to disrespect or insult nobody, but she got $3,000 pocketbooks, $4,000 pocketbooks.
And I got the money in there too. So don't.
She thought that he was talking about her. He probably wasn't even talking about her. He wasn't even thinking about her when he was saying that. She got triggered, and that's how a lot of women are. You might be talking about something totally separate, but they think that you're talking about them.
Well, her groceries like this.
All right, so that's the end of the video. They got to get some real passport bros on these podcasts to answer these questions and just keep it a buck, keep it 100. Let them know. Listen. The reason guys are becoming passport bros is because they don't want to deal with all the bullshit that comes with dating in America. It's expensive. All right. A lot of times the juice is just not worth the squeeze. The marriage laws are terrible for men. Okay. A lot of cases that a lot of guys would definitely prefer to marry a woman within their own culture, speak the same language, around even the same age, so they can experience, you know, back that ass up, listen to Juvenile. Listen to Cash Money, baby. You remember this song where this come on? A lot of men would prefer that, but it's just too difficult. All right. And a lot of men lose a ton of their wealth through divorce, alimony, child support. You just see what happened to DJ Mustard. All right. Not only that, you got this social media thing where average women can have thousands of followers and attract all these dudes. It's just a clusterfuck in America. All right. Dudes don't want to deal with it. They rather just say, hey, I'm going to learn Spanish, all right, and I'm going to date Maria in Venezuela or Colombia or something like this. Or I'm going to go to Thailand, I'm going to move to Bangkok. They just really do something a little different. That's the first question that should have been said. The second question should have been said, would you guys rather prefer that to get a foreign woman that's willing to sell her body, right, even if it's to provide for her family, would you guys are willing to wife that versus American independent women? All right. Straight up. Some guys would, some guys wouldn't. Some guys don't believe in wife and women from in the game. Some guys say the hell with it. I like her. Damn what y'all got to say. I'm gonna cut all my partners off. They ain't gonna know no difference. Okay, I'm gonna clean her up and put her out there. That's what it is. Let me see how this poll did real quick. Hold on. Let me see what the poll says. I did a poll in the group and I asked that very question. Somebody said they don't need real passport bros. No, they do need real passport bros on these podcasts. All right. So 73%, when the question asks, would you wife a pro over an American woman? 72% said no, but 28% said yes. Now, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. I want whoever said yes to pull up. I really do. And explain yourself. You don't even got to cam up. Usually I make you guys cam up, but you don't have to cam up today. All right. I just want your opinion. All right. I want to know the reason why you prefer to wife a pro. All right. Let's see if somebody gonna pull up. All right. Hold on. That sister was kind of cute too, man. All the sisters look good. She was pretty. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. Somebody said American women are pros. Not all American women are pros, man. Kevin Rome say, I'm not wifing a pro. You tripping. You don't have to marry a woman to wife her. You know. I mean, you got guys. Jay Ratchet, they not pulling up. I mean, you got guys. I mean, you got all types of different passport bros on all type of economic levels. I know guys that pay these women rents. All right. And when they come to town, they just do what they do. You know, it really depends. This is the thing. When it comes to women, I will say this. You're not going to really get out of the financial obligation that comes with women. I don't care how much they like you at the time. I don't care how much they crushing on you. I don't care how much they say you love you. I don't even care how much money they make. In most cases, you're not going to be able to deduct that financial obligation, whether you're in the States or whether you're overseas. All right. Somebody said too much makeup. All right, let me see if I see nobody pulling up. I knew y'all was scared to pull up. All right, let's see. We got a Passport Bro villain.
Hey, what's up, BMG?
What's good, my brother?
Oh, I'm doing good. Watching the topic that you got on the screen.
Okay.
I just turned 39 this year. So since
same age.
So since pretty much, I guess, Black American society wants men to date more older women instead of younger women. So let's just say if you come across someone that's 35, I mean, these days it's not promoted for the women to, I guess, save themselves for the right guy, kind of like how we were growing up, and they'll be listening to Brandy and Monica and sitting up in their room trying to waiting for the right guy to come along. But compared to these days where they're promoting Cardi B, getting her get back while pregnant with another her husband's baby because he's been cheating. So this is what the majority is being promoted. So when you're looking at the landscape of that, you're like, pretty much might as well accept that the reality that she's going to be very seasoned by the time you come across your door, because it's highly unlikely you're going to meet a good-looking 30-plus-year-old woman that hasn't been around, or at least is going to be honest enough to tell you. So with the women or with the pros overseas, she doesn't have as much opportunity to make money, and that's why it's the oldest profession. So maybe even kind of like when we was growing up, when the strippers used to go to the strip club to kind of pay for college, and then once they pay for college or find another way to where they can make legitimate money, I think most of them used to go to school to pay for nursing or something like that. Then by the time they're 27 and they got their bachelor's degree and they pay for everything, they retire, they're out of the game. So majority of the women overseas, they don't have that opportunity to that. So they're kind of stuck in that web of, okay, having to hustle every day, because they don't have another opportunity. So if you can show her another opportunity, or you have the resources to get her out of those streets, I'd rather choose that, and I'd rather choose the pro that I know what I'm getting myself into when I'm going in, compared to me meeting a American modern woman and her lying and her trying to omit the truth of her being around in these streets, pretty much.
Okay, so you telling me, before I get that, hold on, let me get super chat. Osama Abdul, $2 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. This is LOL. No one's trying to wife a pro funny guy. All right, appreciate the super chat. So you telling me, you explaining to me that you would pretty much wife a chick in the game all right, knowing that she might have rifled through a lot of individuals, then date or wife a woman that been working a 9 to 5, went to college, got her degree. You rather wife that than wife the other.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that a woman in her 30s, not 21, a woman in her 30s, because that's what they want majority of us today. We're over 40. They want us to stay within the 30s. So what's the likelihood of us meeting a 31 plus year old woman that hasn't been around these streets, and she looks good on top of that? That's what I'm saying. It is using reality and be like, okay, did she only been with, the usual? She only been with 4 guys. She's 31 years old. She's very, very fit, and she has no kid. And let's just say she has no kids. What's the likelihood of that realistically being true in 2024? That's what I'm saying. So at least with the pro, you 100% know what you're getting yourself into. So if it crashes and burns, you can be like, well, I wasn't surprised. But if you chose an independent American woman of 2024 that says that she hasn't been around these streets, but she said that, okay, she just works and she only been in 4 relationships, but we know that none of these women are never, ever 100% single. They have plenty of sneaky links, side dudes, or some dude that's filling the void until the right guy comes around, blah, blah, blah. We've heard this a million times. So at least with the pro, you 100% know what you're getting yourself into compared to you being sold the lie of a college-educated woman in her 30s that hasn't ran none of these streets. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
So I'm just saying, like, just accepting the reality. Just accepting the reality, because none of these girls are saving themselves for the right guy, and we need to accept the times. Because a lot of guys are thinking that, okay, like I compare it to almost like the housing market. You thinking that you want the housing market to stay the way it is, you go make more money, and then you're gonna come back to the housing market when it's still cheap. It's not like that no more. The market is the market.
Okay, shout out to my man International Zoe. He says you can't compare an American 304, no matter how promiscuous they have been, to a woman that is a pro having X with 3 to 5 men a week, sometimes a night. For several years, their numbers are crazy, honestly.
Yes, but is that woman? Yes, but is that woman in the States gonna tell you the truth that, okay, she got 3 or 4 sneaky links and she has a body? Let's say she's 32, and let's say she don't have at least 30 dudes she done been with. I'm talking about she's gonna be right up front with you off the gate. Is she gonna at least be honest enough to even tell you that? That's what I'm saying. Because we know that majority of women never don't want to touch the body count subject anyway. So I'm just saying, as far as you understanding what you're getting yourself into before you want to take the woman serious. So you have a 100% acknowledgement of what you're going into. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, shout out to my man.
But they're both. Yeah, but they're both. I mean, they're both bad. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying one is better. I'm saying they're both bad. That's what I'm saying.
So, would you or would you not?
With a working pro?
Did you vote yes or no on the poll?
Yes. Yeah. I put that. I push yes. I push yes.
Wow, that's okay. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me get Marak Kamal Bey. Who's this?
Hey, what's up with you, man?
What's good, man?
Yeah, bro. Check this out.
Uh-oh.
Give me a cool hoe any day of the week, man. Give me a cool hoe, man. She cooperative. She
man, say man.
Yeah. She cooperative. She listen, dog. I ain't gotta tell her to do nothing. Give me a cool hoe any day of the week. Aside from the basic entitled stuck up attitude having an American woman. Give me a cool hoe, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. She's part of the rotation, man. That's all.
Hey, man. Like, they got a whole bunch of numbers on them, though, player. Like, you don't care about her being with the homies and
No.
I ain't say all that.
She's straight. She's straight. She clean. The whole 9. But the homie's something different. You feel what I'm saying? But if she just part of the rotation, you feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's different.
Okay, so you prefer, and I keep in mind, I'm saying wife. You might have missed that point. I said wife.
I mean, you can wife her up, but you know she might have a sister wife or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like multiple wives. You know.
So
you still
we think I'm thinking like church, bells, weddings, bringing around the family. That's what I mean by wife, brother.
I mean, you can do that as long as nobody else know about it. You know her past or nothing like that.
Hey, what I tell y'all in the chat? What I tell y'all earlier that all the dudes they cut off all the homies, cut off everybody. You know, and next thing you saw, you see a little picture on Facebook, you be like, damn, okay, he married old girl, okay.
Yeah.
You know, do you think, bro?
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna tell
you
you,
know
dog.
what? I will say this. I'm gonna be honest with y'all because I had a brother go to Colombia, right? And he met a female Venezuelan chick, and you could tell she wasn't really out there like that. And they really liked each other and hit it off. And I believe he took her to the States. You know, I haven't heard from him since. Maybe it's working and maybe it's not, you know. And the brother was like he was kind of like an older, well put together hood dude. You know what I'm saying? So in some cases, maybe the street dudes can kind of understand that world of desperation a little bit better. So they can be maybe a little bit more accepting of that and deal with that type of trauma that she would have from doing those actions for however long, because she was an older woman too. So, you know, personally, I wouldn't do it, but I have seen
it. Yeah, but the thing with you trying to, I guess, do with an American woman is that knowing it's about knowing her past history and transgressions before, I guess, while you're dating her and courting her and stuff like that. Because she's, like I said, she's most likely none of them are never going to tell you the truth. They're going to hope that you just don't really find out. And then, a couple years down the line, maybe it might pop up, but you're kind of invested. So you're like, well, I guess, I guess you're in too deep by that time.
You know the crazy thing, man. If you watch these like interviews, these street interviews, American women are pretty open. They don't really have any shame now. So they'll kind of tell you, like, I got 64 bodies, I got 34 or something like that.
Sheesh. Yeah.
I mean, they
But I respect that. I respect it. If they honest like that, you can't do them but respect it. Because at least she's being upfront with you.
I had a female friend of mine, and she told her fiance how many bodies she had, and he kind of like he stopped it. Like he stopped the wedding, he stopped everything because he couldn't handle it. You know, he couldn't handle it. And her body count, it was high. It was like she had to be about 27, and she was tapping in her 60s, like 60, 67. I think she said it like that. And I was like, damn, that is a lot. You know, I said I can kind of understand, because he said like 12 to her. He was like, yeah, I've been about 12 women. How many people? And I said, well, personally, I don't ask that question. I've never asked that because it's going to be too many no matter what she say if I'm into her like that. So I just rather not even ask. You know, and most time, one thing I can respect if a woman tells me the truth, but that's why I won't ask. Because some women will tell you the truth. Now, I say a large percent of women ain't going to tell you the truth. They're going to lie about it. They're going to cut it off by at least 1/3. Because sometimes they don't count certain nights, you know.
Flings, especially when she was intoxicated.
Yeah, that's where that body language thing come in, man, that you was talking about, reading body language and everything like that. Because 80% of communication is nonverbal.
Yeah, if she kind of gives that little look, like when you ask her, just kind of look at it, you'd be like, she'd be like,
in the eyes, man, in the
3,
eyes 4? And everything, man.
Yeah, you'd be like, nah, shorty, nah, you know. And it really is about, maybe this gonna sound crazy, y'all, man. Is it just me, or can you, when you with a woman, you can almost feel it? Is it just me?
Man, you can. If you've been with enough women, dog, you can.
Like you kind of know when you land with a you know, even if she made you work for it, you hit it, you be like, I mean, in the damn trash can or something. Like
100%.
I mean, the older you get,
I remember one time, man. I remember one time, fellas. I had messed with this chick. What was her name? Like Tamiko or something. I had messed with this little chick, right? This is back in my early 20s. And this is when we had the Nokia phones. Remember the Nokia phones? They didn't have no damn lock or nothing. You was always butt out people, right?
Yeah.
So I'm telling my guy in the morning. I was like, yeah, man, I fell through, shorty. Her shit was big as a tunnel. I'm talking all this shit. And I look at my Nokia phone and I see that it had dialed her. I'm like, oh shit. So she called me back. She's like, I just want you to know I heard all that shit you're talking about me, about my pussy being wide and all this. And I was like, all right. So yeah, man. But you can kind of feel it though. Like you'll kind of know if a brother just falling through, something's up. Something's up.
Yeah, but some of them know how to take care of their muscles as
the
well.
Cranberry juice, right? The vinegar and cranberry juice they be doing.
Yeah, some magic potion that they be using. Yeah.
She need a routine.
You're gonna get me in trouble out here on YouTube, man. Let me go ahead and end this goddamn show. I'm telling on myself too a little bit now. You know what I mean? I mean, do y'all tell the truth when women ask you how many bodies you've been with?
They can't handle the truth. We just it
never
ends good.
Right?
Ain't no reason how do you even know that answer?
Yeah. I mean, at a certain age, I'm 40. You don't even want. I couldn't tell you the answer if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I stopped counting too.
I mean, you do. And the crazy part is, it used to be bragging points on how many bodies you had when you was, and stuff. But now it's just like you look at it like if you're in these other cultures and you're talking to some other foreign guys or Colombian guys or even Thai guys, you be like, and they tell you how many women they've been with, you just be like, damn, 4, 5, 10, that's it. But I admire that. I'm like, damn, I wish that was because America, we got a whole culture.
I mean, that's what it was like when we were up in the 90s.
One good one, man. Just one good one, all you need, dog. And that on all actuality, all you need is just one good one, and that's about it.
One or two.
Yeah, that's what it was in the at least 2000 to 2000 2010. I mean, like I said, women were trying not to. Like I remember when women used to say, "Oh, I'm not going to do that with you because I'm only going to do that with my husband," or something like that. But these days, like I said,
I got to mention what my man International Zoe said. He said, "Don't take for granted that a woman that's willing to sell her body for money is a woman with a totally different mentality. They equate sex with money, and they always will. So in essence, you always paying for it."
Hey man, you always paying. You gonna be paying with your time or your fun. You paying
indirectly.
With your time or your fun.
You know who get hit? You know who get hit crazy though, man? That DJ Mustard dude, he got hit up crazy. Tyrese got hit up crazy.
Yeah,
like these dudes be getting hit up crazy, and you be like, damn, maybe they should have paid for it.
That's what happened when you got all your stuff in your name. Yeah, put some assets in the trust somewhere.
Damn.
Or just don't get married on paper. Especially in America.
And let me tell y'all, but at that level, at that high level, women be having their little lawyers and their little sorority lawyers and shit. They be knowing exactly what they doing, bro. They ain't gonna tolerate you putting your shit in trust and putting your stuff in your mama name. They know exactly. I mean, DJ Mustard was married for like less than 2 years, but they were together for a minute. So
yeah,
it seemed like she just kind of was placing herself in that right position to know that, okay, this, that, and the other, he ain't got no trust. I'm gonna get the house, get the money. Hey man, I don't know what to tell y'all dudes in America. If a woman's not willing to just have a ceremony and not get married on paper, then she might not be the one for you, brother. She might not really love you like that. Because I look at it like, okay, I know you want the ceremony, I know you want the attention, so we can do the whole wedding, we can do everything, but on paper, it ain't happening.
Exactly, but you also got to be careful on which states, because some states will consider that as a marriage. There's only like a few, like at least Florida and Texas.
Oh, the common law.
Yeah.
Georgia. I think Georgia has that law too.
Yeah, no. Georgia has common law, if I'm not mistaken, because Georgia's a woman's state. But like Texas and Florida, they're like more. I know Florida doesn't recognize common law. In Texas, I think they do, but I'm not 100%. But at least having a child in Texas, it gets capped at $2,500 or $3,500, no matter how much money you make. So you can be a millionaire, hit it big, go to, at least register yourself in Texas or put yourself on child support in Texas. The most you'll pay is $2,500 if you're like a millionaire or like a ball player or something.
$2,500. Okay, I think it's like that in the DR too. I think the most you pay here is like $200 or some shit like that.
Damn.
I'm not mistaken. He said, "Damn, that's a lot."
No, that's affordable. I mean, that's a drop in the
I was about to say, I'm like, damn, that's good.
That's what I'm saying. No, man, I have a little brother, man. You paying 807, 800 something like that for one.
Man, you know, they used to really get like truck drivers back in the day. I remember they had one of my guys who's the owner operator, and his dumb ass went to court with the gross instead of the actual net after, because you know you got to pay for fuel and all that. Yeah. And she hit him up good, bro. That shit was like $2,500, like $3,000 monthly or something for like 2 years. And I'm like, bro, you gotta tell these, like, a woman judge ain't gonna know what the difference in gross and the net profit. I mean, you gotta tell her. You gotta tell them that, yeah, that's what the truck gross. That's not what my net was. You know, I gotta pay for tires and all this shit. But yeah, that court system will kill you off, man, in the States.
Yeah, the women don't be caring, because when it's towards the end and she's looking out for her, and she, most likely her inner circle is like, girl, you gotta look out for yourself and your kids and blah 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 blah. And then you never really truly understand the person who you're with until the end, and then you don't see them bad divorces. It gets nasty.
Yeah. It's I just think it's just amazing now looking back on it, how people stay married for 50, 60 years, man. Now we can't stay in a relationship for 2. That's just crazy, bro. But that's the world we live in. All right, fellas, it's been a great show, man. Good topic. Appreciate you guys coming on.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, peace out.